We are going to go to our next guest who is going to join us live here on our big program. And we go to the old skip Skype, the old Skype-a-rooney. God knows what lies for us on the other side of this. But we are going to go to our next guest who is going to join us here in just a few moments. The fantastic Eva Long is going to be with us here in just a few seconds. And as she gets comfortable and gets all glammed up to look like a perv magnet, we want to tell you how you can listen to this broadcast each and every week. You can find us on TalkShoe each and every week at TalkShoe.com, also iHeartRadio, downloading the iHeartRadio app, and you can also find us each and every week at SkyhawkAfterDarkRadio.com. That's right, the longest website URL in adult erotic talk history, SkyhawkAfterDarkRadio.com. We are on Fridays at 12 p.m. Pacific, and of course, as I always like to joke, Saturdays, according to their website, in one area at 8 a.m. Pacific, and then in another area, we are on at 8 p.m. Pacific. So just at 8 Pacific, it doesn't matter if it's AM or PM, go listen to us over there at SkyhawkAfterDarkRadio.com. And we have got a fabulous, fabulous guest with us today. She joins us live here via the old Skip-a-Skype, yes, the old Skype-a-rooney. The fantastic Eva Long is with us. She is, according to her Twitter bio, the multiple hottest MILF, which sounds not like proper English, but I'm sure in the porn world it is proper English. Eva, welcome to the program. How are you, my friend?
I'm fabulous. Thank you for having me.
So you are quite the little perv magnet, I'll have to say. You have just an OnlyFans, you got a link tree, because of course everybody's got a goddamn link tree anymore. And I talk to bands now that have link trees, so it's not just for the porn world anymore. So talk to us a little bit about how you got started doing all this adult content and all the various things.
Well, I've been in the industry 9 years now. In fact, it was just my 9-year anniversary like a week ago.
That is awesome.
Thinking about it, I'm like, oh boy. Yeah, so prior to getting into this industry, I was in the restaurant business for a really long time. I was the GM of a couple of restaurants in Sedona, Arizona, and I was just working to death. And did well and was successful, but wasn't really enjoying my life. You know, I was just working all the time. And this industry had called to me when I was younger, but I was just a little too nervous, didn't have the confidence, wasn't really there, you know. And I decided, you know what, I just want to make a change. And it kind of just all developed on its own. I decided to move to Vegas from Arizona, got here, knew I probably needed some kind of an agent. So I started researching that, and I found that this new and upcoming agency was looking to interview models and performers. And so I went to an interview, and it happened to be the VIP Connect, which was run by Shy Love, an ex-performer.
That's awesome.
So I met with her, and we talked and chatted, and I felt really comfortable with her, not only being a female, but, you know, seeming to know a lot about the industry and just feeling comfortable. When we do something new, right, we can only go on our gut instinct at the moment if it's new to you, right? And my gut was telling me that I felt good about this. I felt good about this woman and what she was doing. And so I joined her agency, and within 5 days I had a job. And, you know, that's where the story begins. And it just kept going. And, you know, it was a lot of hard work and took some time to adjust to. But from the minute I was in front of that camera, I just felt very alive, and I felt very comfortable.
That's fantastic. We have got Eva Long with us today. She joins us live here on our big program. And if You want to watch the video of our interview, we will have it posted at Rumble, BitChute, Clout Hub, and of course, when it behaves, we have it on YouTube, and of course, our Pornhub channel and the fantastic xbiz.tv. And of course, SkyhawkAfterDarkRadio.com each and every week if you want to listen in audio form as well. And we can also be heard on Spotify and iHeartRadio as well as many others. So you have basically set the standard for being like a big deal and everything in the porn business. How have you managed to last 9 years?
Right. That's a great question. I just keep going where the next step takes me, and I just believe that the next step is going to be there. It's kind of like Indiana Jones stepping off knowing that next step is going to be there, and I just believe. I've tried to change with the time as best as I can. It is a lot different today than it was when I first got in the industry. And then when COVID happened and I became really focused on being my own content creator. And I think that really was a huge step for me, continuing my success and being relevant, was just really focusing on creating my own content for OnlyFans and loyal fans and being available for custom videos. And, that's a huge thing out there now. Fans being able to request basically their own scenes. That fuels a lot of my work these days. And I think being open to that and just having fun, always having fun, and being aware and just present in the moment creates you more work. I know that sounds a little interesting, but yeah, that's what I feel is worked for me.
We've got Eva Long with us today. She is amazing. She is the perennial Girl Performer of the Year nominee. She has never won an ABN, though. What would it mean to win an ABN?
It'd be fabulous. It'd mean a lot, of course. I don't really think about it when I'm working. I always want to give my best, regardless. But yeah, it would be wonderful to be recognized in that way, on that level, for sure.
That's awesome. So, what would it, what do you think would be able to push you over the top for something like this?
I think it's just the timing is everything. The right eyes on the right scene at the right time. And I think that's all it really is. There's so many great performers. There's so many great ideas, so many just amazing scenes that are being made from the performer side to the, behind the camera and the whole thing, that there's a lot of competition, right? So I think it's just the right eyes at the right time on the right scene for me, and that's it. And you can, you hope for that, but, the fans are the true ones, when they're there and they're watching and they're watching, that's the motivation. So
that's awesome. So there is a scene with you and Serene Siren. According to various people, this should get nominated for a girl sex scene of the year that you guys shot together for Girlfriends Films. Talk to us a little bit about this.
Yeah. And I have just had a great chemistry since the moment we were on set together. The first time I met her, we were not scene partners, but we were, Girlfriends typically shoots like 4 girls. So there's 2 pairings, sometimes a little more. So there's 4 girls all in the same dialogue. And so you're not always, you have your scene partner. And she wasn't my scene partner that day. But from that moment, we were like, you know what, we have to get a scene together. And so we finally did. And, the scenes when you're paired with somebody who's a veteran, someone who you're attracted to, someone who brings their A game, it just elevates everything. And the scene is just, from the second it starts, you can just see how much we truly enjoy each other. And it's not like we're trying to outdo each other, but we're bringing the fire. You know, each touch, each kiss, each position, everything. It's fire, true fire.
It's all stuff that every guy and a lot of women, from what I understand, really like.
Oh yeah.
We also have the fantastic guest with us today. Eva Long joins us here on our big broadcast. So you also did another scene, which I love these titles, Lesbian Psychodramas 39?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about this. This was with Eva Nix, I believe is how you pronounce the...
Yes, Eva Nix. So two Evas, right? Hilarious,
yes.
Right? Double Eva, kind of cute. Yeah, I had never shot for this series. You know, I've shot for Girlfriends a ton.
Yeah.
Probably the most of any company. And so I hadn't been in their psychodramas series yet. So I was super excited. And then when I was handed the script and it was like, I was the psycho, I was like, all right, this is going to be fun. So I have a really cool part before even any, you know, sex happens that I go psycho. And, you know, it's pretty fun. In fact, I thought that the other girls on set, because we had just met for the first time, were like, oh my God, Eva, is she really a psycho? You know, I jump out of the covers and I throw down this mannequin and I'm like all sorts of upset. So it was a real fun start to the buildup of the scene. And then Eva and I, Eva plays this stripper that comes over. My girlfriend and I are kind of having this trouble, and she suggests that we bring these strippers over to kind of spice things up. And my girlfriend ends up going off with the other girl, and I'm like, what the hell? And like, so I'm like, just get in here, you know. So I just kind of take over with Eva, and right on the couch, and we have a blast. She was great to work with, and I dominated her pretty well in that scene. So if you really like that
is amazing. I love
aspect of me, Eva Long, you'll love this scene a lot. Yeah, and there's foot worship in it. There's all kinds of stuff. So
that is awesome. We have got the fantastic Eva Long with us today. She is amazing, and she joins us today here on our big program. And she is a really, really good gal. I'm glad we've got her on with us today. I can just tell by talking to you about, as Eric Bischoff used to say, HLA, hot lesbian action, that you love women and women love you. Why is that?
Ooh. I mean, women are just beautiful. They, you know, they're soft. They smell good. They love sensuality. You know, I love soft. I mean, I like to get aggressive, but I like to start slow. And women tend to love that about me. And you can get lost. I get lost in the little moments, the you know, the worship of one part of the body. I can make that last for a long time, and I think women really like that. And you stay in one spot. You don't just, you know, bounce around like it's like a checkerboard. You know, you take time in each spot. And I think all the women that I've had the pleasure of working with have really enjoyed that about me.
That is awesome. Hey. You know, when you've got it, my friend.
Right.
So Eva, when you watch porn, what are some of the things that you like?
Yeah. So prior to getting into the industry, I was all over the spectrum with that. I was a big Sasha Grey fan, Belladonna fan, and then as I started to perform, I watched less and less of it. You know, I don't really watch my scenes all that often right away. I wait a while. But I'm kind of all over the board. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. I like spontaneity. I like to just kind of see, like, I'll even use Twitter Like if I want to masturbate or something, I'll use Twitter. I'll use, a new scene that came out, and I'll just watch kind of the trailer for it. And that's usually enough for me. It goes all over the place. I like boy, girl, lesbian stuff is always fabulous. Certain girls that I think are beautiful, like I'll even look at just like their page and kind of, but I do like to fantasize in my own head. I don't always like the visual as much as I did before I got in the industry. So
we have got a great guest with us today. Eva Long joins us here on our big broadcast. Talk to us a little bit about the whole, getting on set and getting everything going. What is that? Because there are so many people that watch porn or think they know what the hell's going on. One of the things that I always have noticed is that pro wrestling marks and porn marks are the exact same. They all think they know what the hell goes on, when in reality they don't know what the hell's going on at all. So what is that whole experience like, getting to a set and setting things up and getting to the point where you actually are doing the sexual part of it?
Yeah, I mean, that, the actual sex is the last thing. That's the last part of the day. So you arrive, and it just depends on what kind of a set you're on in terms of, typically you're in hair and makeup. If you have that day, so you arrive, you're right into hair and makeup. If there's a script, you're handed a script. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes a director just comes over and talks to you about what we're doing that day. And a lot of times they'll just say we're ad-libbing or improvising, in the moment, which is always great. I really love that. It's really professional. You're filling out paperwork and you're just doing normal stuff, meeting whoever you're working with, exchanging tests, all that good stuff. And then you look at your wardrobe, and you get that approved, and then you start figuring out where you're going to be doing these scenes at, where your dialogue's going to be. And then you do a thing called Pretty Girls, and Pretty Girls are pictures. They're individual pictures, and then you're with your scene partner, and they usually do something called a box cover, which is the photo that may or may not be used for the box cover for that DVD or that, that series that you're doing. And then you start dialogue, and you get through dialogue. And then once you're to the point where the sex starts, it's the last part of the day, and then just depends on what company you're working for. You're going for anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. And some directors let you just flow, and they just work with the angles that you give them. And sometimes there's a lot of cuts, and it just depends,
That is awesome. So one of the things that I have noticed with the content creation stuff, the OnlyFans and all this stuff, is the paperwork. Is the paperwork essentially the same for a professional set, or do you get your paperwork ahead of time, or how does that differ from just setting up a shoot with some person for an OnlyFans?
Yeah, well, typically for OnlyFans, it's you have to be working with someone who has a creator account ready to go and is verified. Yeah. So the paperwork and everything is very standard, and you get your IDs, and you have your bunny ear pictures and the whole bit, which is pretty standard.
That's awesome. I have talked to more porn people this year because of all the various things that we've been doing. I have heard that term a lot, the bunny ear pictures. Yeah. We got to get the bunny ear pictures. So. Yep.
So it's your two forms of ID with your bunny, your face, bunny ears. Yep. So you get that, but the paperwork is pretty standard. But like I said, with OnlyFans, you're only working with a creator who is verified as a content creator, because
Yes.
anything that you post, whether it's a picture or a scene or anything, you have to tag them in it. So
Yes.
they're already verified, and all of that paperwork is already there and good to go. So it depends on what site you're shooting for, but it's the same. You know, you have to do the same thing. Certain companies have extra things that they have you fill out in terms of biography parts and different things like that. But
Yeah.
as far as the legal standpoint of it, it's all the same.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast. And, of course, Eva Long is with us, which means, ladies and gentlemen, she is part of our next edition here of Fucking Around with Porn Stars. And we have a really good one with us today. She is fantastic. And so, Eva, one of the other things that that you do is that you're out there in Vegas, which I've always said that the goal in life is to get to Vegas. You were in Arizona. Why in the world did you go from Arizona to Vegas?
Right. Great question. I don't know.
Because it's like every year when we go to the AVNs, or as I like to call them, the porn awards,
right.
Or as me and Patrick Palmer from Jizz Talking referred to it as the porn convention. One of the things that I've noticed is that Arizona and Nevada, we drive through both of them, and they're kind of the same.
Yeah, they're similar, for sure. Especially in this part, yeah. I mean, you're in Arizona, you're in Kingman, which is in Arizona, in an hour and a half. And you're in California, which is less than an hour away.
Yeah.
So both areas of each of these three states are very similar.
Yeah. So why make the move? Was there a reason?
It sounded good. I don't know. Like, to be honest, it was kind of this, meant to be thing or something, because it just kind of called to me. I knew a couple of friends in the area, and just seemed like an exciting place to be based out of. I didn't want to go to California. I didn't want to live in California. So it seemed like a great place to be based that was close enough to travel to easily. Plus, I didn't know, I was, fairly sure anything I really do, I do to the best of my ability, and I usually will always make it work. But I thought, if I need to fall back and this doesn't really work, there's, 1,000 restaurants here. And I had been in the restaurant business my whole life. So I was like, I can go find something if I have to, if this doesn't work out,
That's awesome. So when you were in the restaurant business, what was the what was the favorite part and not so favorite part?
Yeah, dealing with the public can be really great, and it can be really bad.
Yep.
I love people, and I love to meet new people and be around new people. And I worked in a tourist area. I've always lived in a high tourist volume area. So you meet lots of people from all over the country, and that's, like I said, on one hand, it's great. And on the other hand, they can be awful.
Very
but
much so.
I love busy. I love to be busy. I love things to sort of feel a little bit chaotic, but the fact that you're running it, like, you can make it run smoothly. I like being busy, like serving great food, like making people happy. Right. I like to oversee people. I've always enjoyed that. So I like to kind of just sort of be the leader in that sense. Was always really great. But yeah, the downfall was dealing with nasty customers and really long days, and, your boss, right? Not many people like their boss. So.
We've got Eva Long with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast. So, one of the things about the restaurant business, I'm sure that now, I know you're going to know this term when I tell it, but I'm sure no one else is going to know this term. But a P&L.
Oh yeah.
How fun were those?
Oh God. Well, so they're not fun, but they can be in a sense because a lot of general managers and restaurant managers, if you know your P&L well, a lot of owners will give you a bonus based on that profit and loss statement each month and each quarter. So as much as you don't really enjoy them, you learn to love them so that you can understand them, so that you know where to have your numbers at, so that you can make a bonus.
That's awesome.
So I learned to love them.
So, being in the restaurant business, what were some of the different, things that you served or were involved in that got served?
Yeah, the main restaurant that I worked at prior to moving here, we were, by day we were like fast paced because this is a tourist area. So during lunch hours, people want to be sort of in and out quickly. But we had the best view in town. So all the Red Rocks of Sedona. So we served a lot of sandwiches and burgers. I mean, we sold, 200 burgers a day, at least. And then, during the evening, we sort of, switched things out where you have like ketchup and mustard on the table, and we took those off and put, little candles on the table, and we were like a steakhouse, for dinner. So steak and, fish and, some nicer, higher end, items for dinner. So we were like a steakhouse, American food, good stuff. My main thing always in a restaurant, one of the things I always brought or I always felt was important was, it's not about how many items you have on your menu. It's about how many items can you serve well. So I think a more condensed menu was always the most successful. And so that's what we did, few sandwiches, few salads during the day, dinner, you always have a couple appetizers, salads again, but then you have 3, 4, 5 nice entrees that you just can crush. You can make them good. You can make them quickly and people are happy. And that's the most successful restaurant in my opinion.
That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. Eva Long joins us here on our big broadcast. So, Eva, one of the things that I've always thought was interesting about the whole porn business, and not so much the porn business, but some of these other things that kind of intermingle with porn, like the swinger lifestyle and all this stuff. What is it with women, girl stuff? What is the attraction of the strap-on? Power. When you have one on, you feel powerful. And okay, because I've always wondered what the deal with that is, where the chicks have the strap-ons and they're doing other chicks with the strap-ons. I'm like, what? Yeah, this just came up because I was just shooting with Misty Stone. Oh boy! Right. Good old Misty Stone. Amazing performer. It was our first time meeting and working together just this past week, and we were doing a custom with a strap-on, and we both were like, "It's power, right? Isn't that what you love about it?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." So yeah, it's the power. You feel powerful and in charge, and just like, oh, let's go. That is amazing. We have got Eva Long with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast. You can find her on OnlyFans, and she also has a link tree. She joins us live here on our big broadcast, and one of the things that I always find amazing in the porn business is some of the different things that that go on, and some of the different outside, I guess, projects. A mutual friend of ours, Mr. Don Juan DeMarco, did a piece fairly recently. It was a Black Label magazine did something with you. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yes. Love you, Don. By the way, you're awesome, my friend. Yeah, Black Label magazine. Big project. I'd seen Lincoln, who runs Black Label magazine. I've seen his work, years and years and years ago. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's vision is fabulous. His photography is beautiful. Just wow. And, I can't even remember our first conversation or how that happened, but we anyways talked via Twitter and then text message, talked about wanting to work together, and I was like, yes, absolutely. And we had something set up actually last year, and a moratorium hit the night before. So industry got shut down for a few days, so we weren't able to go through with our shoot. And fast forward now, April 19th, I believe, we scheduled our shoot, and I was just beyond ecstatic, So Lincoln came to Vegas. We shot at the Palazzo. Kenna James was my scene partner, this was our first time working together. So it was a first to work for Black Label in Lincoln for me. It was a first to work and meet with Kenna James, which is amazing. So when there's firsts going on all over the place, it's actually really exciting, and it really just brings out a lot of passion. So arrived on set. We had the script for a while that we had been looking at, and from the minute we started to the minute we wrapped, it was just awesome. And so we just released the photo gallery on Black Label Mag, and my solo scene. And then upcoming, Kenna has a solo scene, and then it's our girl scene together. And it's, the solos tie in with the girl scene. It's all one big story, risque rendezvous, and it's awesome. It's beautiful. It's passionate. It's sexy. It's just everything you would think of if you know Black Label magazine. Lincoln brought it, and I think that Kenna and I really complimented each other well. We truly enjoyed each other in our scene. I mean, when we were finished, we were like, "What? It's already done? Like, can we start over?" So just an amazing project to be a part of. Super proud of it. Super happy about it, and just really hoping everyone gets an opportunity to go check it out because it's fabulous.
That's awesome. Now, one thing that I've noticed, if you go over to the fantastic Eva Long, she is on the Twitter machine, Eva Long L.
Yep.
You have them on today. You have them in pretty much every photo I see on your Twitter. What is your obsession with these snake pants?
Oh, I love these snake pants.
I see these things everywhere. I'm like, I was going through your Twitter, and then you're wearing them today.
Yeah. So I just got them. I have another pair coming. I just happened to do a bunch of content in them and post them, and then I was comfortable, and I was like, anything that I love or I feel good in, it's what I want to.
That's awesome.
I'll interview in that, or I'll, do a bunch of content in that because it feels good.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
We have got Eva Long with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast. And she is amazing. She has got all sorts of different things going on. And you can get more information on the Twitter machine, or also OnlyFans as well. So
yes.
Are you one of these folks? I noticed that you're on Loyal Fans as well. Are you one of these folks that you sort of have issues with OnlyFans, so you have a backup? Or is it just, hey, I want to be everywhere?
Yeah, I mean, OnlyFans is great. it's always smart in this business to have a backup.
Yes.
Or two or three. You never want one revenue stream. You want at least as many as you can get and as many as you can handle is my advice. So I did that. You know, they had OnlyFans had, you know, said that they were, you know, going away, right? Like,
yeah.
Was that a year ago or something like that? So I know they had trouble with credit card issues and different things like that. And so I had created an account, and I had a many vids as well. And I don't really prefer many vids. For me and my fan base, it just doesn't, you know, I have it, but it's not that successful. And so I had a loyal fan set up, and I just never did anything with it. And I was like, okay, well, it's time to do this. So I've been plugging away at that one as well, and I really enjoy the platform. I think it's a great platform.
That is awesome. Well, you are amazing. Thank you for making some time for us.
Absolutely.
I definitely want to have you back on, and at some point I want to get your fantastic other half on, who is a musician.
Yes.
I am very interested in making that happen at some stage of the game.
For sure.
But before we let you go, how do people get in touch with you online and buy your content and get involved with what you're doing?
Yeah, so Twitter's awesome, at Eva Long L. My Instagram, Eva Long Official. You can subscribe now to my Instagram, which allows you to get a lot more BTS and just a lot more updates. I have a broadcast channel on my Instagram as well. So I talk on there throughout the day, and you see, it's called Eva's World. So basically, you're getting in touch with me throughout the day and what I'm doing. My OnlyFans, of course, Eva Long XXX. It's at, I believe, $6.99 a month right now. And then you can get a VIP package once you join that, you know, just elevates that experience even more. I'm on Loyal Fans as well. You can also, I'm on TikTok, Eva Long 33. Trying to bring myself up to date on that. You know, it's kind of an interesting platform, but I've been plugging away at that. And you also, if you're interested in custom videos from me, I work with a really great woman named Tiffany, who works with Erotic Customs. So she has an email, which is tiffanycustoms@gmail.com. And if you're interested in, you know, a scenario that is outside of like my OnlyFans and Loyal Fans, which are more of like, you know, I do custom videos on there, but they're smaller. Tiffany does a little bit more of an elevated, scripted type scenario. If you're interested in that, hit her up, and I'm your girl.
Fantastic. Well, while you're at it, doing the platforms, I don't know if you were aware of one which they have the most horrible name, but they are the TikTok of porn. They are called FICFAP. It is the stupidest frickin' name in the world. FIKFAP.
Okay.
Go look these folks up. Yes. It is truly the TikTok of porn because, of course, like TikTok, they only allow you to shoot, you know, with the phone this way. They don't allow you to shoot it sideways. But if you get a chance, go look up FICFAP.
I'll check it out.
It is. The only reason why I say this is because besides the radio show and all the things that we do here, me and a few folks have started getting into the content creation side, and I am everywhere, and that is one of the places that we are on, is on FICFAP. And
okay. Yeah,
I just absolutely hate their name, but but I interview an old Army guy on my political show, and every week he always goes to promote his book, which is available on something called Book Baby, and he goes, "I just absolutely hate that name." So I got to feel like Larry Tracy bashing Book Baby when I bash FICFAP. But
FICFAP is definitely worse than Book Baby.
But Eva, thanks for doing this. I really appreciate the time. And I will talk to you soon, and keep me updated on when we can get your fabulous other half and his music on this show as well. So.
Yeah. I just wanted to say one last thing.
Yes.
I have some amazing women that are going to be featured on both of my loyal fans and OnlyFans, Misty Stone, Siren DeMar, and Crystal Clark and Serene Siren. So new content coming out with them. So I just wanted to let you guys know that.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Well, when that content comes out, let me know, and we can have you and them come on, and we can promote it.
That'd be fabulous.
So,
absolutely.
Well, I will talk to you soon. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you, Eva.
I will. Thank you.
Appreciate it, my friend. There she goes, the fantastic Eva Long with us today here on our big broadcast. And that wraps it up here from this edition of Big and Around with Porn Stars. And we will take a break.